good morning. Welcome to MX Excel Training Series 4 from Riverdale Professional Services. This is the fourth series of our free MX Excel training. We have done Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, and right now is the series 4, which is the fourth edition of this MX Excel training. Today, our facilitator is Mr. Nnamdi, and for many that have been joining the training, I'm very sure you guys will be familiar with his face. He's an MX Excel guru. When I mean guru, he's someone that is really, really good in Excel, and I can vouch for him anywhere. So today, we'd like to take people in pivot tables, strategies, charts, chart designs, options, and tools. So welcome you all one more time to the Series 4 MX Excel training. Scheduled to start by 10. This is 9:59, so we are basically on time because our watchword in our firm is punctuality, and that's why once it's 10 we kick off. So it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to welcome in my facilitator for today, Mr. Nnamdi, take off the training. I hope you guys will enjoy it and be able to take something out of this training. But please help us to mute your microphone. That's very, very important. Help us to mute your microphone, not to give other people distraction. Just help us to mute the microphone. Don't worry, in case you need, the training is recorded and to be on our YouTube channel, so you can also have access to view it later after the training, so you guys don't miss anything. We are showing you that. So just help us to mute your microphone so we can actually have a good and calm living environment. Thank you very much. So it's 10. So Mr. Nnamdi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Moyo. And also, thanks to those of us that are on time. Many others will come in late. But just to recap, at the end stage of, my name is Nnamdi. If you remember the Riverdale, I would like to thank the managing partner. I'd like to thank the managing partner of Riverdale Professionals and Mr. Toyin Ayeni, other partners like Mr. Suru Omonigho, Toyin Ayeni, and Prince Akiolu for the opportunity given to me to make this presentation. Now, it is hoped that at the end of this presentation, attendees will be faster. They'll use Excel more efficient. So this is the fourth of the series. We've touched a little. We started from the basics where we explain the rudiment, the basics of Excel, starting from the cells, the menu items, and the introduction to the use of formulas in Excel. Now, if you have missed those parts, don't worry, we will share it again. We'll share the video link to you to when we're sending out the video, the link to this particular episode. Okay, so you've not lost much. All you need to do is just go through the previous series and you'll catch up. Let me see. I would like to make it very easy. Microsoft Excel 2 is one thing accountants must use. You see, accountants need Microsoft Excel. It's more like it's a tool to reduce the time spent processing data. Like I told the previous attendees, in the 90s, when we're in the bank, they would normally invite us to come over. That's the bank, to come over for overtime. You know, several people will come to the banking or to the various departments to sum up using a 16-digit calculator. You know, 16-digit calculator, 12-digit calculator, and they'll be punching it with machine tape. But in recent times, that's no longer the tradition. We use Excel to compress the tasks of about 20 people into a task that one person will perform. And several of these steps are automated. So that's why we are picking these few items we are looking at today. Tables, pivot tables, the strategies of using pivot tables, charts, chart designs, options and tools. So basically, we will explain what all this means. And let me launch an Excel, okay? An Excel file. Now, if you've been attending our sessions, you must have received this particular file. This was one we used at the last session. So, let me pick another. Now, take a look at this. You have simple documents, simple Excel file here, where you have rows and columns. Let me enlarge it so that everybody can see. Okay. We have rows and columns. You can change this to months, year to month. So this will be January, February. Okay. Now, this is the table, the way layman look at it, table. However, in Excel, there's an advanced table. An advanced table that comes with a lot of automation. But for you to get it, you get it through few clicks. So what I mean is this. If you come to the menu, you have under the insert ribbon, under the insert, just click on insert if you have. So this is what we are working with today. This is table. If you can look at the screen, you see table there, table. Now this table is different from this other table. This table you are seeing here is just what we usually design, making use of formatting tools and the rest. It's not as automated as the tables that you get using this particular table here, this tool called table in Excel. So what I would like us to do now is to explore how to use this table. So I've shown you this first table. So let's go to the next page now, next tab. You know, the layman using Excel usually call this table as well. So, but just watch what will happen now. If you click on this, after highlighting the cells that you want to define as a table, you click this. You see that on the right-hand side here, there's a window that defines, more like a formula window, the range. It defines the range. You can see this dancing sand round. If you cannot see it, let me see if I can zoom it. Let me close it first and zoom it a little. Okay, so I click on this table. You see, there's this dancing sand around the range. If you look closely here, it defines the range, which is B3, which is this cell, to E4. And then you see the dollar sign in there. So what it means is this range is defined as a table. If you look closely too, there's this box that is checked here. It says my table has headers. So it recognizes this bonds, revenue, order, income, total as the header rows. So then you click on OK. Now this is how it comes. So you see this, if you come down to this formula bar, table 1 is this range. So you can come to the next, which is next row, which is 5, and you put you type in February. Let's say 4,500, and next income 6,000. You notice that the formula is already recognizing the formula you have here is already recognizing the new data added. So if you put March, let's say 6,600, you can see that the total here is already summing up by itself. And this is 7,500. Let's go to April, 4,000, 5,700. So this is how table works. It's recognized the next cell that is very close to the row or column. So if you have another information, you want to say grand total, see, it recognizes this column in addition to the, so this column automatically forms part of the range. So if you click on this table under formula bar, see that the range is already captured. If you add another month, May, and you call this 6,800, it will capture, the total here will capture that figure. Then this will be 8,800. Now, if you go 2 steps away from the last row and you insert, let's say June, you type June here, see that the table will ignore this row that you have created. It will ignore it. Likewise, we come to the column and you go 2 steps away and you call this year, it will not recognize it. But if you come closer and say year, see, it will capture it. And how do you know that it's capturing it? The color here will change automatically, and all these cells will align accordingly. So table is very useful. It's very useful when you need to continue to add data at the base. Let's assume you want to have you have a new staff who is not too used to Excel. You can develop a table like this and coach the staff on how to update the table. Let's assume the staff's responsibility is to update the sales sales list, which is like a sales register. So each customer that buys, he just updates register. As he keeps updating his register, the range will be captured. And now the beauty of it is this. Any formula that is dependent on this table will automatically recognize this range anytime you change information. So let me demonstrate what I just explained so you get it. Now, let's look at this. Okay, let's go to let's go somewhere else and do something. Sales report. Okay. I now call this revenue. total revenue. We call this total other income. I call this total or grand total. Okay. Now this cell here is equal to, let me reduce it so that we can see properly. So we format this area just to make it a little beautiful or presentable. Now we've explained this already at the early stage, so I don't think it's something we need to spend much time on. So now this total revenue is equal to sum of this range. Now, likewise, total income equal to sum of this range. Total of grand total is equal, yes, total is also equal to this range. Now, each time you add a new information here, let's say June, then add 8,000. Please be watching the total here. This is 26,900 and this is 3,000. Okay, so now add 8,800. Can you see that total revenue changed and the grand total changed as well? Then you make this 9,800. This will change. You may hit enter. So it will continue to capture this. July, 9,000, 6,500. Let me say the information here will be changing. Now, this could be on a separate sheet, but dependent on this report. So your sales staff will continue to update this sheet while this other report will be updated automatically. That's how to use table. And if you look closely here, you find out that instead of having a range, you're having the word table / revenue, which is this column. Likewise, if you come to the next cell here, table 1 and other income. So this other income is what is capturing there. For you to look at table 1 is you go to the formula bar and then click on table 1. Table 1 range will appear, which is B3 to G10 right now. If you add another information here, August, and you call this 8,800, and you call this 8,900, the information here will always be correct. So that is how to use table. Now, table is very, very, very useful. It makes your information, your data more accurate than using this other table. This table is more like a manual table. And so Excel, when you're using Excel to maximize your potentials, I will encourage you to use the table tool. And the table tool is under Insert. And this is table here. So please switch over to this use of this table. Now you use it, you make good use of it whenever you are formatting or you're using formulas. So that's when you enjoy it more. So I would like to entertain some questions at this stage before we move on. If you have any question, please raise your hand up and signify by raising your hand. Or we don't have any question at this stage. We have one hand up there. Benga, unmute yourself and okay, you can speak now, please.
Hello?
I can hear you. Benga, go ahead and speak.
Much. Could you please repeat the earlier schedule? I mean, the starting point, because we missed it in the course of joining the Zoom.
Okay, you joined late. Okay, no problem. Is there another question, please? Any other comment, question? I did not see any other hands. I'm expecting more hands. No more question. Okay, we have Yakubu. Yakubu, please go ahead.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Please, I joined late. I don't know if we can have access to the slide instead of drawing you back.
Yes, you will have access to the slide. You also have access to the video.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, sir.
I don't know. Why do you join late? Maybe, okay, you're joining from the office.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, next person. Awo Sebi. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, speak louder. Speak louder. Speak louder, please.
Okay, my question is it possible to link, for example, now, because you make mention of the fact that from this table, you have a sales report by the side that it can actually be on another sheet. So I want to ask, instead of imputing those ones, because you're dealing with a sales report now, it's possible I have another sheet which has a list of my sales revenue. Is it possible to link these figures I've just imputed from the previous sheet? Will it still work for this table rather than just imputing it?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. All you need to do is format it the first time. Okay, format it the first time, and hand over the file to your subordinate. That's the data entry person. As they are inputting their sales data, the master report will be updated. So that's like what I just explained here. Let me go back. This sales report here can be on a separate sheet.
Okay,
yes,
I was actually asking about the figures, like for example, for the January, we have a 5,000 revenue.
Yes.
Because it is revenue for January, it's possible I have different revenue heads, different aspects of or different revenue. Let's say the revenue comprises of different departments, something like that.
Yes.
Now, if I have that, can I link it, since it's just the total for the January that I'm taking, not a daily report? Can I get this 5,000 from a previous sheet? That will be the cumulative figure of the previous sheet, rather than imputing. Will it work for this table?
I'm trying to get what you're saying now. Okay, you see, this particular month you are seeing here could be the same day. Could be the same day. Now, remember that when we started this Excel training, I told you that each tab, each of these sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, can be used to represent a day's transaction.
Yes, sir.
Did you attend that?
Yeah. No, sir, this is my first.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this. Instead of having sheet one could represent sales for day one in the month of January.
Okay.
And the total sales will be listed out in that.
Yes.
Then you go to sheet two. Sheet two represents sales on day 2. Sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, up to sheet 31. 31 days in January. Now you can then roll it in using this kind of formula to roll it into the summary sheets where you then say, okay, day 1 total sales, day 2 total sales, day 3 total sales. You understand?
Okay.
So that total sales will then roll into monthly sales, month by month, January to December, then annual sales. So what I'm trying to say is this will make life a lot easy for you. All you need to do is if you're going to define this as day, and you want to call this 1, 2, 3, or the same day, the same day 1, but you have serial number of sales number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You can do it that way. Then you sum up. You have a summary for the day, and it goes there. Now, using this table, it will make a lot of take off a lot of weight from you, because if you go back to this approach here, in January you might have up to 60 sales. In February you have only 12. Or day 1 you have 60. Day 2 you have only 12. Day 3 you have only 50. Like that down there. So you don't need to be changing the formula here. You don't need to be changing the formula like you normally do with this table, with this kind of table. All you need to do is just continue updating this sheet, the table sheets. All the sub reports that rely on this on your input sheets will be updated. Do you understand?
I think so. Yes, I think so.
Okay, so that is so I'm campaigning right now that you should switch over to the use of this table instead of this other kind of table moving forward. Now, how can you use this? You can use this in your office, your receptionist can use this to capture the list of those who came in to visit your staff in the office. So they will capture all the visitors. You can use this in your sales department to capture all your sales. You can use this in your inventory department to capture all the inventories that come in and go out of your warehouse. You can use this to capture movements of your fixed assets, okay, in and out. So there are many ways you can use this. At home, you can use this to monitor your foodstuff. Okay, those of us that like to track, they say those days accountants used to measure yam. I don't know if they still do that now. Okay, now if you want to be measuring your bags of gari and things like that, in terms of units consumed, you can use tables like this to track it. Okay, track your yam, your beans, your semovita, things like that, plantain. So it depends on where you want to use it. Even the ordinary that's small business owners who don't use Excel that heavy and who may not be able to afford accounting application, they can use this to track their sales and expenses. Okay, so it will make life a lot easier. Automatically, all these things will be updated in the various sub reports. So that is for that. So this is for table, and I've explained to you how you can use table, where you use table. Somebody is asking, I think somebody is raising hand. Okay. I'm just reading the chat box. Someone is asking some questions. Thank you for attending to them. Thank you. So that is for that. Let's go back to our slide. Okay, someone is raising up their hands. Let's see who that person is. Okay. Who is this? Somebody's raising your hand. Okay. We have but I think we've answered your question. So you bring down your hand, please. We have John John Shobu Kola. Go ahead, please.
I just want to know how the summary of the total revenue, the formula.
That's this one, right?
Yes, that some formula for 53,500.
No problem. I have another question again from Tega. Tega, please go ahead and speak.
Okay, I just want to ask how to get the video for this class. Since you say you are recording after the class, is it possible to get a video?
Yes, an email will be sent to you containing the link of the video and the slide. The slide is very small because our major emphasis is the practical side. Okay, so you'll get that through the video, the link. And
okay.
if you check our YouTube channel right now, you'll see many more. Videos that will be of interest to you.
Okay.
So now let me go back. Someone said one of the questions we had was the earlier table. I started by telling us that this is the kind of table that we are used to. Most users of Excel are used to this kind of table where you put the column, rows and columns. So this is a column for month, column for revenue, other income, total. Okay, and I'm saying that this is old school. This approach is no longer fashionable. So if you look at our chat, the chat box, you'll see our social media handles. You can actually follow, and so that whenever they release a new video, you'll see it. So if you look at this now, this table might also help you to do your job, but what I'm saying is it's not as efficient as the table tool that you see under insert tab. So you see insert here, you see table here. This tool, table, is a very, very powerful tool, and it's in a more recent Excel. So if you're working with older version of Excel, you might not see. So that's it. So, and I'm saying that all you need to do is to the first two rows. Once you have the first two rows set, all subsequent rows will align. All subsequent rows will align. So all I did was to select this after defining. So for example, after defining these first two rows, row 3 and 4, I highlighted it and I clicked on the table. Now, by clicking on the table, it will automatically recognize all this region as a table, and it's called table 1. So if you create a second one, you call it table 2. Now, someone wanted to know how I got this formula here. It's very simple. Remember, if you are attending the early classes or series, you know that to sum, to add up is equal to, you start with equal to. I told you the key to using Excel formula is equal to. Another way could be plus, but use the equal to sum, bracket open, and you highlight the region. Just highlight. See, when I'm highlighting, the formula bar here is showing you revenue, so table 1 revenue, and this. So it's actually capturing this range. It's capturing the range, and all I need to do is to insert equals to. equal to, it will capture that. Then you go to the next one, equal to SUM, you highlight the range as well. And then you hit the equals to. It will capture everything. So everyone should be able to do this. Now, I'm saying also that this sales report could be on another sheet. For instance, I can move it now by cutting, and I take it to another sheet here. Sorry, let me pick undo. Let me go back and pick everything. Okay, yes, it's complete. Sorry, are you seeing my screen, please? Are you seeing my screen? Okay. So I'm moving that cell here, those cells here. So this is the report. My cut is Control C. So this report can actually be this report depends on the other, this other one. And so if you increase this to September and make this 9,900 and this 10,500, the total is 20. So it continues to change. I want to believe that we are home and dry with this. Okay. So let us save this file. The code is series 4. So we'll be going to pivot table according to our pivot table. Okay. So let's see what that means. Now, if you look closely at this, this is a report that we've done, and there's this pivot table tool you have here under Insert, pivot table, recommended pivot table, and pivot table. Now, recommended pivot table is in the newer versions of Excel. Now, what they're trying to do here is to recommend some pivot table for you to use. Now, what is pivot table? Pivot table helps to summarize large volume of data. You might have information in rows and columns of about 500,000. And you want to cast them. You want to add them up. Or you want to multiply, or you want to divide. Instead of using your calculator to calculate that, pivot table tool will help you to bring it out very easy. So let's use this small example so you get what I'm talking about. So you click on this pivot table. Please, I hope you can see my table. If you can see my table, please say yes on the chat box, please. Okay, excellent. So everybody can see me though. So what I'm trying to explain is, if you look at this chart, this one here, see this range, the sand, the sun is just dancing around this region. And so if you look at this box here, it says select a table range. I'll call it table 1. Table 1 is the name of this table. Now this table could be another thing. For example, if we pick this other one here, okay. Now this dancing sand is there, telling you that this region will be classified as pivot table. So all you need to do is to click on OK. Now a dialog box comes up here. This dialog box is recommending what you need to select. Let me see if I can zoom it. You can see what I'm talking about. So you have revenue, you have other income. So if I click this and click that, can you see? As I'm clicking this or checking these boxes, this region is changing. So you have that and that. Now I can choose to move it this way. Move that like this. You keep moving them to the region that will fit into the kind of report you want. So for example, it says other income, sum of other income, sum of revenue. I can even move the sum of revenue above the other. So if you notice that what you have here is the total, it gives you everything total. If you now need the other one, which is the grand total, you can also add it here by checking this box. If you notice, there's no comma separator, so you can bring that in from. So you can bring that in by highlighting the region and then click on this comma separator. So comma separator helps to make the numbers more meaningful to interpret or to read out. So you then have them, you can even take off the decimal places. Now, it's possible that you don't want to sum up. You want to get count. You want to count the figures. So all you need to do is to click on the cell that you want to count, right click. Can you see options here? Sum, count, average, max, minimum product. So you can count. Click on count like this. To count is 9 items. So you have 9 items. Likewise, this you can do the same here. 9 items. So you can count. You can use this to count. You can use this to sum. You can sum, you can count. So all you need to do is right click. Pick any of the options that you want to, the operations you want to perform. Zeb is asking, trying to ask question, waiting for you, question. Zeb, can you unmute yourself? Okay, go ahead and ask a question, please.
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. Speak louder, though.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, all. I just want to find out which of the Microsoft versions that has this Excel exact function.
What?
For which we are
Which
going
of
to
the?
use this.
Repeat your question, sir.
Which of the Microsoft versions? You said it's not all the Microsoft versions that have.
I'm saying
this,
that the earlier version, like the 2004, all those ones will not have it.
Anyone earlier than 2004 does not have this function.
I think after 2007, you should have it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So there are many more things coming up. Like Excel, I've been introducing so many tools that can make life easy for everyone. So now we've talked about pivots. Now this pivot is very, very useful. It's not as we just use a simple example now. Let me see if I can bring out something very, very complex. Let me pick a file that should be a bit complex. Like you really appreciate the beauty of pivot table. Trying to see. I want to make it just a few minutes. Okay, so we have a sheet here that we can work with. It's going to be easy. Let's check. I am suspecting I will be getting questions from these journals. Okay, so we have this report. You know, this is how you usually have reports in Excel coming up in. I'm just using this as a test though. I have made some adjustment to this to make it useful for our purpose. Okay, so now this is a spreadsheet that contains a lot of data. So I'm not going to share this, some of this information with us because they are private. Okay, so I want to create pivot table here. So this pivot, all I need to do is come in here. What I mean is this: your manager might say, "Come, what is the total sales? This is the sales amount here. What's the total sales for Lagos? What's the total sales for Abuja? What's the total sales?" And you see, this information is already here in terms of the states. You also have information as regards the sales, each individual, but you don't have it in an arranged form. And if you have to arrange it, you might need to sort or, you know, arrange it in a particular way. But then I'm telling you now that there's an easier way to analyze this, to analyze it using pivot table. So I'll click on this pivot. Remember, I put the cursor on the first cell at the right left-hand corner, and make sure that all the columns have a header. Okay. So now, if you have the header, you put the cursor there. Then I click on Insert Pivot. Now with this, if you look closely around this region, you see that there's this dancing sand round. Also, if you look closely here, pivot table have already helped you to define the range. So let me close it and zoom it so that we can see better. Okay, amount. So I go to pivot, and that is it. Then from there, I'll click. If you look closely here, so you say new sheet. Do you want the pivot to appear on a new sheet, or you want it to appear on this particular sheet? I want it to appear on a new sheet. So once you click this, it comes up with a filter window. This filter window will make life easy for you. So all you need to do is to click. So for example, I would say the states. I want to know state by state. That's what my managing director wants to say. So these are the states already analyzed here. Pivot will help you to analyze them quickly, and the amount. But you see, just by clicking, you already have your results out. You can then analyze further if you want. For example, if you want to look at the makeup of Kano, you just double click Kano. This is the list of everybody in Kano. So you can pick this list and say this is Kano list, and you email it to whoever you want to email it to. It could be your managing director or your sales director, whoever needs the report. If you want to say Abuja, double click Abuja. It will filter out Abuja items alone, and you can forward it to whoever you want to forward it to. So you see this detail, Abuja. You get this, see Kano everywhere. Makes filtering very easy. Makes it easy for you to pick out, to summarize your data and deliver your reports instantly. So you can always extract this. You then insert Can insert 3 rows, something. Then you call it whatever report. Riverdale sales report by state. Okay. As at 16th September 2021. So you see, you can do whatever you want to do with this report. Some people will just change this row, change it to row. Change this to amount. Oh, okay. What I did was put S since it already exists. So that is it for pivot table. I guess we have some questions in the house. Someone said I should repeat the steps. Okay, no problem. I'll repeat it. More like saying start all over again. Okay, pivot table is very easy to. So this is an array of data, so very massive. Sometimes it could be run into millions or thousands of rows, columns. So what you need to do is pick the first cell or the left-hand top corner, which is A1 for me. Make sure that all the columns have labels. Anyone without label will affect the results. Then you go to insert. Under insert, you see pivot table. So click pivot table, and then you see the sun, dancing sun around the range. Once you do that, this dialog box will open up. It's for you to use. So all I need to do here is pick the states, because that's kind of questions you might get from a director. You could say, for example, give me sales per region. Give me sales report by branch. So in this case, we are saying sales report by state. And just click like that and wait. Comma separator. And that's the report. Anytime you do it, other times to give you the same result. Except we change the source data. Any question? So I think we are good to go with regards to pivot table. Except we have questions. If we have any questions, please feel free to ask. So I want to assume there's no question, because I don't see any hands. So the next item we'll be moving to is the charts. Now, chart is one beautiful tool used in Excel. So To make it easy, we start small and build it up from there. Okay. So let's go with one of the pivot, this one. Okay, let me take off this. If you find out that all this data, some people love it this way. You present their report this way, they like it, they clap for you, okay? But when you present information in pictures, pictorial form, or in shapes, diagrams, sometimes it brings a unique kind of flavor. And you see, Excel makes it so easy for you. If you look closely, oh, Zeb is still have a question. Oh yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, please. I also wanted to find out if you have several worksheets you are working with.
Yes.
And you need to bring some components of data in from those several worksheets into a single pivot table, just for the purpose of generating a report, a management report. Is it possible?
To bring them together from different worksheets into a pivot table?
Exactly.
No. But what you can do is you can prepare one summary sheet that will pull information from all those sheets. All those sheets. For example, all the relevant information. For example, there could be, from the HR side, we must have staff list, comprehensive staff list. Then from the sales department side, you only have sales department's lists. From the account department side, you have only account department lists. So that HR list is the master list that contains all staff. If that is what you have, and you want to generate the report for only sales department or admin department or finance department, then there's a subset of that master list. You should create a column to separate them from that master list. Now, by that separation, you'll be able to filter off what you want to do and attend to it alone. I don't know if you get. In a nutshell, you need to bring those informations to a particular sheet before you can generate your pivot table.
Okay, you bring all of them together in one single worksheet.
Yes, all the relevant columns and rows, bring them together, then you can generate the pivot table.
So if you have such a very large volume of data with the relevant components you want to extract, are you going to be extracting them? I mean, like that, one by one, from the if they are so voluminous.
Let me
I was just looking for an easy way of, a smarter way of actually, extracting. If you have a very mass data, mass volume of data that you need to work with to prepare that summary, do you have to, be going through all of them one by one like that?
Okay, let me give an example. You have a bank statement containing Nubank, all in the banks, you have Nubank account numbers, right? Everybody have their Nubank account number. Now you spool account balances based on the Nubank account number. You can filter it based on region. You can filter that same report based on state or region. You can filter the same report, like my own bank statement. If I extract my bank statement from 2004 to now, I can analyze it based on bank charge. I can analyze it based on withdrawals. It could contain several thousands of rows, millions of rows, so long as Excel sheet can take it. And respond instantly. You don't need to wait for too long. Just click, and the report is summarized already.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Adekunle, you have questions? Please go ahead and ask. Adekunle, I will Yale. Adekunle.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. I can hear
Thank you. All right. And from the last pivot table, I noticed that there are some column hidden. In any case, we have significant or important information in there, but probably maybe they are not required for a report we are trying to prepare. Is this something that we just hide it, or we need to move it to the end so as it will not mix up with the information we are trying to get? Do you get the question?
Yes, I understand. Now, when we were discussing VLOOKUP, I said we need to move certain information to a particular place. Okay, but using pivot table, the rule is that all columns must have label. It must put a header. Now, it doesn't matter whether you hide it or not; it will still respond. In fact, let me go back to that. Let me go back to this. You see. Now, you see that all this will come up. It's based on what you want to check. I only check these three. And based on what you want to check, so always come up. So now I hid those information because they are live data, and I don't want to disclose them.
Okay.
So that's it. Any more questions, please?
Thank you.
You're welcome. The next item we'll be talking about is charts. Now, the charts, I think we started already. Let me see. Chart is very easy and lovely to use. Okay, so now when you look at something as simple as this, when you see something as simple as this, what you can do, they want to sorry. If you like this region and you go to insert, now look closely here. You see different kind of charts, recommended charts, and so many other charts. This recommended is similar to this recommended pivot table. So if you click on this, it will give you some charts that you could take. If you don't want that type, you can click this angle here, see all charts. All the charts will appear. Now, you can take the line charts, pie charts, bar charts, area charts, scatter graph, map, stock, surface. These are different types of graphs which you could select from: tree map, sunburst, histogram, waterfall, funnel, combo. Now, what most of us use is this pie chart. Now, if bar chart, column, but I want you to look at this differently. If you pick up some audited accounts, especially the big 4 audited accounts, you see some colorful graphs. some colorful diagram. Can get it from here. So take a look at this pie chart, for example. I want, after this session, you should be able to do your own, draw up your own drafts the way you want. Okay, I'm going to pick this. Can you see the shape? Anyone you chose. You can pick anyone. So I love this one. Okay. So, and I'll say, okay. Now, if you look closely, it already gave them colors. And now, assign these colors according to the state. So Abuja is blue. This blue is Abuja. Kano. This is Kano. Lagos. This is Lagos. And Port Harcourt. This is Port Harcourt. Now, if you touch each of them and then right click, let's say you highlight the entire region and then right click, it will allow you to format. So many possibilities. If you touch the circle, then right click, format. How many things that you can do here? Now, you can stretch this. Like if you hold it strong, a little hard, and then stretch it. So you have something like this. I'm sure you must have seen this kind of graph, pie chart, and drag any of the things apart. And keep it this way. Some people will love it this way. Now, if you want to color it the more, see, there are many things you could do here. If you go to the right-hand side, especially the modern Excel. So field, let me go to field, pattern, picture. Okay. Now look closely. See what I'm going to do now. Pattern, picture. Okay. I love this one, this shape. Adekule, you still want to ask question again? If not, lower your hand, please. Okay, it's Adediran. Adediran, what's your question, please?
Sorry, I didn't get how you got to this the right column side. The format data point.
This side?
Yes, yes.
Okay, it's just by touching the, if you touch this like that to come up. Once you touch this region, this highlighted, you know, this where you have this format. Once you touch it, this will come up. Then you can then pick the options. See, there are many options you can pick there. Can you see? Now, your own interface may not look exactly like mine if you are using an older version of Excel, but it still has it there. Do you understand? So I want to pick, I love these patterns, picture, this one that comes with fish. So I click this and then, you see, it's changing this way because I highlighted the floor. So I undo. I don't want to highlight the floor. I want to highlight the shapes. So I'll pick this, I go there. You can either highlight all these shapes or just one. So I want to pick the fish. I love the fish there. This fish there, this one. You see the pattern comes there. Then the other nice shapes that you can pick. You see this one? You pick colors that you love. No, I don't want the brown to be the same, so I pick this. You can see. You can pick them separately. Let's pick another one here. Let me see this one here. So you see, you can do anything with it. You can pull them together, pull them apart. So that is for that. Now you can, this body, the floor, it's currently white. You can also change the color. Okay, let's see what color will be nice. No, no, that. You can see, you can pick this one or that and make it look nice. So it depends on what you want to achieve. Now this is pie chart. So let's go to another kind of chart. Let's pick this. I want to duplicate this so that you can pick another chart.